Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ed Reiner here. Just wanted to come on quickly. This is day 94, 94 of the daily dose of mind stuff. It's hard to believe I've been coming on every day for 94 days, almost at my goal of 100. And today, earlier, we were in the masterclass that I'm doing in the private Facebook group, and it was day 4 on that 5-day class that we're doing, talking about frequencies, vibrations, law of attraction, decoding all of that. It's the science of manifestation. You can check that out by going over to the group. But we were talking about goals, and it's my goal to hit 100 days. After that, I have to come up with a new goal. And I started thinking and wondering how many of you have your goals set for the next year. I mean, we're in December here, and before you know it, it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be New Year's. I mean, it just seems like it was last year that I was putting the decorations up outside. Thanksgiving is now done. Christmas is going to be here and gone before you even are aware of it, and we'll be into the new year, and then we're going to be into the Easter and etc. It just goes by so quick. So have you even started thinking about your goals for this next year? Have you written them down? And see, most people, when they set goals, and we were talking about this today, and I'm going to go over to the whiteboard to go over this and explain this, because this is an important lesson. I think that people need to understand, and we have to kind of get a grasp on setting goals the right way, because the whole purpose of a goal isn't to get. Most people say they set a goal to get, and some people don't even set goals, but you should be setting a goal. And materialistic goals, cars, all those things are great, but the goal is to help you grow. And let me explain this here. I'll bring up the whiteboard here, grab my pen. So there's a couple different stages when we're setting goals. So we have here, these are going to be the A, B, C levels of goals. Now, you may have seen this before, but you can't go over this stuff too often. It's the repetition that's really going to create a understanding of this to where we can start to really work on it. So at this A level here, this is this could be our present results. Okay, this is what we know. This is what we know how to do. So most people set goals at this A level, at what they know how to do. One of the examples a lot of time Bob uses is people that want to get a car. They have a certain brand of car. Let's say it's a Ford, and they want to get a new car, and they get a new Ford. Well, that's a goal down here on this A level, right? They already know how to do it. They've known how to do it. They did it once before. A bigger, a better car, might be an okay goal, but it's not the type of goals that we're talking about that are really going to make us grow. I mean, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't get the car, but it wouldn't constitute as a goal, right? It's just, they already know how to do it. There's no inspiration there. So what's the next level? The next level is they go up here to the B level. And we'll just go like this. And this is what they think they can do. So a lot of people think they're stretching there. This is what I think I can do. When they're at this level, this requires a lot of conditions and circumstances and things to all come together, right? This is where, if this happens and I get the money and this sells, then I can go ahead and do this. This is what I think I can do. Right? If all of these things come together and align, and the stars align, then I think I can do this. If I've got the plan together, and we get the money, then we can take that vacation. This is what we think we can do. Okay, again, we're not stretching here. In business, this is, maybe we're going to increase by, you know 10 to 15%, or maybe, we're going to go to 20%, and that's stretching. I think we can do that if we get all of these things together, and this happens, this and the other. Then I think I can do that. Well, what happens here is there's also no inspiration. So somebody goes from this level, right, to where they think, and they bounce down here back to what they know they can do. And then maybe they see something, they get motivated, they see a video on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever it is, they see a post, something, and they get inspired and they go up here to what they think. And then because all those circumstances and conditions and those things haven't aligned, they haven't come together, they go back down. Now, what we want to do is we want to look up here. And this is what you really want. This is where you stretch. Okay, this is size. But see, what happens when we get up here is we have no idea how we're going to do what it is. And most people, they don't fantasize. They don't like to use their imagination because we've been told not to. We got to play it safe. We don't want to stretch. We got to come down here to what we think we can do. So what happens is we X that out, and we come back down here to what we think we can do and what we know we can do. We bounce back up to what we think. There's no inspiration. We go back down here to the A level. Okay, what we really want to do is we want to really stretch. And seeing there's only one prerequisite when it comes to going after what you want. Okay, and Bob used to say this all the time. There's only one prerequisite, and you need and you need to make a decision. Is the prerequisite for any decision is, do I want it? Not can I afford it? Not do I know how to do it? I have to have. It's, do you want it? And in order to do that, when we make a decision, we go through this creative process, which there's three stages to this creative process. So it's fantasy, theory, and wants. When we're up in that C level, okay, we're dealing with what our wants are. So what we need to do is when we get to that C level, this is where we start to fantasize. We start to use our imagination, and we start to fantasize what it is that I really want. We take the lid off of our mind. We don't think about how we're going to do it or why or any of that stuff. It's, do I want it? And we start to fantasize. If I could have anything, what would I have? Okay. And then we move it up here. It becomes a theory. Okay. Now we move it from the imagination to our reasoning mind. So this comes from our imagining factor in our mind, and this comes to our reasoning mind. This is up here in the conscious mind. If you remember, we've gone over the stick person before. If not, you can watch one of the earlier videos because I go over this. But this is you. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. So the theory, once we have that fantasy built, the theory, it's in our consciousness. Okay, nothing happens here. Nothing happens when you have your fantasy in your conscious mind. Okay, this is where we start to reason with it. And what we do is we have to ask a couple questions when we move it up here. We have to ask, first thing, am I able? Am I able to do whatever it is that's up here that I'm fantasizing? Now, if you've been doing any studying and following along with any of the stuff that we teach and that I've been going over, you know that we have infinite potential. We're spiritual beings. God gifted us with all of these talents and abilities, and we have infinite potential to do what it is that we want to do. So yeah, we're definitely able. We're definitely able. And the second question we need to ask, am I willing? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to do whatever is required, as long as it doesn't violate the laws of gods or anyone else, to do what it takes to bring this fantasy into fact? So when you can say yes to both of these questions, then at that time, your theory turns into your goal. Then the trick is to take this goal and to get emotionally involved with the goal. And when we do that, we impress it into the subconscious mind, because this is the feeling mind. Okay, this is our emotional mind. When little issue with the internet there and connection. When we move this goal down into the subconscious mind, we get emotionally involved in it. That then causes our body to move into action, and we start to do all the things that bring that goal into physical reality and make it a fact. And once we have that, then we can move over here and we can build bigger and better fantasies. That's that process. So my question to you is, have you built your goal for the year? Maybe this is something that you want some help with. If if you'd like, out of curiosity, if you'd like me to do before the year's up or at the beginning of the year, a session on goals where we really dive deep into this would be something that we would be doing in a private group setting, not on here, that are people that are really interested in getting their goals together for the next year, making a plan to really make this happen, to make 2024 the best year of your life. Put a comment in the description below, send me a DM, and let's set some big goals for 2024 and make it happen. So that's all I'm going to take your time for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 95. And then I've got 5 left before we reach 100. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. It's Ed Reiner. Peace. God bless.